You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. The world's most valuable company is betting big on humanoid robots.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking about Nvidia.
Oh, wow.
Those folks behind like the powerful GPUs that are driving so much of the AI that we use every day.
Yeah.
But they're not just making chips anymore.
Interesting.
They're pushing hard into robotics.
Okay.
And they're building the tools that could change the way these machines learn and interact with the world. But there's a catch.
Oh.
The recent election and the return of former President Trump could throw a wrench in their plans.
Oh, really?
And the entire tech sector.
Interesting.
So today we're going deep into Nvidia's advancements and how global events, particularly the political landscape, could dramatically impact the future of AI and robotics.
It's a fascinating intersection of cutting-edge technology and global politics, isn't it? The decisions made in boardrooms and government offices today could have a ripple effect on the robots we interact with tomorrow.
Exactly. And I know you're all about understanding these complex topics quickly.
Absolutely.
So let's dive right into what Nvidia's up to.
Okay.
They've released some incredible new open source AI and simulation tools focused on robotics.
Cool.
Specifically humanoids.
Interesting.
They're basically giving developers everywhere access to the building blocks for more advanced robots.
This open source approach is really interesting because it democratizes access to these powerful tools.
Yeah.
Think of it like sharing the recipe for a delicious cake.
Okay.
Now, bakers worldwide can experiment and tweak and maybe even create something even better than the original.
It's not just Nvidia driving innovation, it's a global collaboration.
That's right.
One of these recipes is Isaac Lab,
Okay.
a virtual training ground built on Nvidia's Omniverse platform.
Got it.
Imagine a doctor training a robot surgeon to perform a delicate procedure, but doing it all in a virtual world.
Yeah.
Where mistakes have no real-world consequences.
That makes sense.
That's the kind of training that Isaac Lab enables.
It's a powerful application of world models.
And what are those?
Essentially, digital twins of real-world environments where robots can learn and practice without the risks associated with real-world testing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And they've got another project called GR00T, which focuses on making humanoid robots move more naturally.
Okay.
We all know those clunky robot movements from sci-fi movies.
Right.
But Nvidia is working to make robots that move smoothly and gracefully, which could be a game changer for their integration into our daily lives.
For sure.
Imagine a robot helping an elderly person navigate their home.
That's a great example.
That requires a level of dexterity and awareness that GR00T aims to achieve.
This project really highlights the importance of the physical embodiment of AI.
Oh, how so?
It's not just about processing information.
Got it.
It's about interacting with the physical world in a way that's safe and efficient.
Right. And of course, creating these world models and teaching robots to move naturally requires massive amounts of data.
Yeah.
But Nvidia has developed tools like Cosmos Tokenizer and Nemo Curator to streamline this process.
Cool.
Think of it like creating a cheat sheet for robots.
Got it.
Making it easier for them to learn about the world around them.
These tools are crucial because they address the bottleneck of data preparation in AI development.
Yeah.
The faster and more efficiently we can feed robots information about the world, the faster they can learn.
Makes sense. So Nvidia is clearly pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI and robotics.
For sure.
But there's another piece of this puzzle that we can't ignore.
Okay.
The recent election and the return of former President Trump.
Right.
It's already causing shockwaves through the market. And the tech sector is right in the crosshairs.
Yes, and it's creating a very interesting dynamic.
Oh.
On one hand, Nvidia's stock is actually up.
Really?
Likely fueled by the excitement surrounding their AI advancements. But on the other hand, TSMC, a major chip supplier for Nvidia and other tech giants, is seeing their stock decline.
That seems counterintuitive if Nvidia is thriving.
Yeah.
Shouldn't their suppliers be doing well too?
It all comes down to global politics and a bit of uncertainty.
Okay.
You see, TSMC is based in Taiwan.
Right.
And some of Trump's past statements and actions have raised concerns about the stability of the region and the potential for trade disruptions.
So while Nvidia is celebrating these groundbreaking advancements, their success is tied to a company whose future feels a bit uncertain because of the political landscape.
It really underscores how interconnected our world is.
Yeah.
Technological innovation doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
Global events, economic forces, and political decisions all play a role in shaping the future of AI and robotics.
And those advanced robots we talked about?
Yeah.
They rely on these very chips that TSMC produces.
Right.
Any disruption in that supply chain could have a huge impact.
Huge.
Not just on Nvidia, but on the entire trajectory of robotics.
it raises some crucial questions.
Like what?
How will the new administration's policies impact the development and deployment of these technologies?
Okay.
Will they foster innovation or create roadblocks?
Interesting.
And what will the impact be on companies like Nvidia who are trying to navigate this uncertain terrain?
Right. So we have this incredible potential for AI and robotics to revolutionize everything. But hanging over it all is this cloud of global uncertainty. And it all ties back to those election results.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? We have this incredible potential to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges with AI and robotics, but at the same time, we're facing these massive global uncertainties that could derail it all.
It's like we're on the cusp of this technological revelation, but the ground beneath our feet is constantly shifting. So how do we navigate this uncertainty? How do we make sure that AI and robotics are used in a way that benefits everyone?
That's the million-dollar question, and there's no easy answer. One key factor will be the role of government policies in shaping the direction and pace of technological development.
Can you give me some concrete examples? I'm having trouble picturing how a policy could directly impact something as complex as AI.
Let's consider the debate surrounding nuclear energy as AI infrastructure grows, especially those massive data centers. They consume enormous amounts of energy. Nuclear power being reliable and potentially carbon-free could offer a solution.
But as we discussed earlier, nuclear energy is a very politically charged issue, and the new administration's stance on it will be a major factor in how AI develops.
Precisely then. There's the CHIPS Act, a bipartisan effort to boost U.S. chip production and reduce reliance on companies like TSMC. But with the new administration, the future of the CHIPS Act is uncertain. It makes long-term investment and planning difficult for companies like Nvidia.
So these policy decisions have real-world consequences for the companies driving innovation and for the future of AI.
Absolutely. Another key factor is the global landscape. Think about those humanoid robots learning to navigate complex environments. What happens if those environments become unpredictable due to geopolitical instability?
It's a good point. We often think of AI as purely digital, but the physical world plays a huge role, especially for robotics.
Exactly. And speaking of the physical world, let's go back to Nvidia for a moment. You mentioned that their stock is up despite the uncertainty surrounding Taiwan. What makes them so resilient in the face of these global challenges?
Well, they've really strategically positioned themselves at the heart of the AI boom. They're not just supplying the hardware, those GPUs that everyone needs for AI. They're also creating a whole ecosystem around AI, from software platforms to developer tools.
They're essentially building the picks and shovels for the AI gold rush, but they're also staking claims and mining for gold themselves.
That's a great analogy. But they're still reliant on TSMC for those essential chips.
Yeah.
What happens if that supply chain gets disrupted?
That's a valid concern, and it's why Nvidia is taking steps to diversify their supply chain. They're partnering with other chip manufacturers, including some in the US, and investing heavily in research and development.
So they're not putting all their eggs in one basket and are actively looking for alternative solutions. They're thinking ahead.
Exactly. They're also exploring new chip designs and manufacturing processes that could potentially reduce their reliance on traditional silicon-based chips, which are primarily manufactured in Taiwan.
It sounds like they're playing a long game, anticipating potential challenges and actively working to mitigate those risks.
It's a reminder that while there are many factors outside our control, like global politics and economic trends, companies and individuals can still make strategic choices to navigate uncertainty and shape their own futures.
That's an important point. It can feel overwhelming to think about these massive global forces, but we're not powerless.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the question, how do we make sure AI and robotics are developed and used for the benefit of humanity? It's a collective effort that involves governments, corporations, researchers, and everyday citizens.
Okay, so how do we as individuals even begin to participate in shaping the future of something as complex as AI? It feels like something that's happening to us, not something we have control over.
It can feel that way, but individual actions matter more than you might think. It starts with awareness and understanding. Think about what we've discussed today, the potential of AI, the role of government policies, the global factors at play. Share this information with your friends and family and encourage them to think critically about AI.
So it starts with a conversation with making these complex topics accessible to everyone.
Precisely. We can also make conscious choices as consumers, supporting companies that align with our values and advocating for policies that promote responsible AI development.
It's about being informed, engaged, and making our voices heard.
Exactly. We can all be architects of the future, shaping how AI is developed and used and ensuring it's a force for good in the world.
So we've talked about all these advancements from Nvidia and like the political and economic forces at play,
right? The
potential benefits and even some risks of AI.
Yeah.
But how is this AI revolution going to impact our everyday lives?
AI is already woven into the fabric of our lives,
Really?
Often in ways we don't even realize.
Like what?
Think about the personalized recommendations you get on streaming services.
Oh, yeah.
Or those spam filters that keep your inbox clean.
Okay, yeah.
Or even the navigation apps that guide you through traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
These are all powered by AI.
So it's already happening all around us, kind of working behind the scenes.
Yes.
But as AI gets even more sophisticated, what kind of changes can we expect to see in the coming years?
Imagine a world where doctors can diagnose diseases with incredible accuracy using AI to analyze medical images and identify patterns that humans might miss.
Wow.
Or picture students learning at their own pace with personalized AI tutors that adapt to their individual needs.
That would be incredible.
These are just a few examples of how AI could transform healthcare and education.
It's incredible to think about the potential for AI to solve some of our biggest challenges, but we also have to talk about the potential downsides.
Yeah.
What are some of the risks we need to be aware of as AI becomes more integrated into our lives?
One of the biggest concerns is job displacement as AI gets better at performing tasks that humans currently do.
Right.
It's inevitable that some jobs will be automated. Think about truck drivers, factory workers, even data analysts.
Oh, wow.
These are all professions that could see significant changes due to AI.
That's a scary thought for a lot of people. What can we do to prepare for this potential shift in the job market?
We need to focus on retraining and reskilling the workforce, equipping people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered world.
Okay.
And we need to have serious conversations about policies like universal basic income, which could provide a safety net for those who are displaced by automation.
So it's not just about developing the technology.
No.
It's about ensuring that everyone benefits from these advancements.
Exactly. And that requires careful planning and proactive measures to address the societal impacts of AI.
What about bias in AI?
Right.
We've seen examples of algorithms perpetuating existing biases, like facial recognition software that's less accurate for people of color. How do we ensure that AI systems are fair and equitable?
We need to be incredibly mindful about the data that's used to train AI systems because biased data leads to biased algorithms. And we need to prioritize transparency and accountability in AI development, making sure that these systems are designed and deployed in a way that's ethical and just.
So it's a huge responsibility for the people building these systems.
It is, and it's why we need diverse voices and perspectives in the field of AI to challenge assumptions and ensure that these technologies are truly serving the best interests of humanity.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits, the risks, and the ethical considerations, but for our listeners who are feeling overwhelmed by all this, what's the key takeaway? What can they do to prepare for this AI-powered future?
It all starts with awareness and engagement. Stay informed about the latest developments in AI. Have conversations with your friends and family about its implications. And be a conscious consumer supporting companies that are developing AI responsibly.
And remember, we're not just passive observers in this technological revolution. We have a voice, and we can use it to shape the future of AI.
Absolutely. This isn't just about robots and algorithms. It's about how we want to live, work, and interact in a world where AI is increasingly prevalent. The choices we make today will determine what that future looks like.
That's a powerful message and a great place to wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI and robotics. We hope you found it informative, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little inspiring. Remember, this deep dive was curated just for you, and we encourage you to continue exploring these topics and thinking critically about the future we're creating together. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep shaping the future.